guys, Rick Shaw here on the 27th of April 2022. It's a pretty warm one today, lots of clouds out. We had the kids and I went for a big hike this morning, and we noticed you get up to the front end up there behind the guard shack and they don't get the breeze like we do here. It was just got kind of stifling over there. You could just feel the humidity and the heat. But it's a lot nicer over here. We got a nice cool breeze, and we got one of the things that gets me about this place, though, you know, these dang association, they're really hot on getting these dang speed bumps in. They did put us a nice new light over there. I don't know if you can see it on the pole, but it's nice and bright. It's not one of these solars that are dimmer than heck and don't work all night. But they worry so much about speed bumps and all that crap, but they couldn't care less about any of this crap. Glass right there, garbage all over. I mean, it just keeps building up. Look at this. Look at this debris site we have right next to our house. And the association what do they care? They don't live here, I guess. Well, the one lady does, but I don't think she cares. Hold on, there we go. Got that tangled up. But it kind of sucks. I wish they would clean this crap up and not leave us such a stinking mess. They finally got a new weed whacking guy. The one fella resigned, real nice fella, but he had so many duties. When he wasn't weed whacking, he was hauling the garbage, and we don't have to bring our garbage up to the front. They come with like a trolley, and they go house to house and fill it up and then walk it back out. So that's kind of cool. I mean, we'll take it out when we can. We got to get some more bags, but the garbage bags they sell here are absolute crap. I mean, every single one of them, you go to pick them up and they just fall apart. I haven't found any that are good yet. You know, it was like my buddy sent us some Ziplocs and stuff, and they're fantastic. The ones here, garbage. They don't hold up. It kind of sucks. But we're planning a trip next month. We'll bring the camera along with us. We want to take a trip to Mindoro and ride the boat over. My wife has been finding out the stuff for the car and for us to travel. We wanted to take the dog, and we have the rabies shot, but they want them to also have parvo, you know, like a 5-in-1 shot. And I said, okay, well, we'll go down and get it. Well, it's a 14-day wait before they'll accept it, so we have to. We're going to take our puppy dog up to our buddies and let her stay there while we're on a trip. We're not going to be gone too long, maybe 4 or 5 days. Bring the tent, and we want to see my wife's sister. We haven't seen them since Maddie was a baby. It's been a long time for us to get on a trip like that. Last time we took the tricycle, but this time don't have the tricycle yet. Still want to do some things to the bike. Definitely want to trike on it, but like I say, we're waiting to see what happens after this election, and then give it a month or so after that. So another thing I mentioned about guys coming here and bringing Neosporin and stuff like that, they do sell it on Lazada. Our friend Kenneth, thanks buddy, he put a thing on Facebook that you can buy it there. It's pretty expensive though, and it's a little tiny. It's a 0.33 ounce. You know, for like the cheapest one I found was for like $5, and a lot of them were $8. And they do got triple antibiotic ointment, but it's expensive. And I still say, if you can bring some with you, you know, you get the real big tubes in the States, and it would be good to have that, because anytime, even little minor cuts or anything, cover them up. Another thing too, a lot of guys are asking me questions because they're planning on moving here. A lot of stuff there you just don't have to bring. You can get super nice pots and pans. You can get tools you need cheap. Now, if you got a really good S&K or Craftsman ratchet set, bring them. You don't need any of the stuff that isn't metric. Nothing here. I haven't found anything standard yet. Everything's metric. Make sure you get a good set of Allen keys. They sell Allen keys here too, but I haven't found any that were worth a damn. They're too soft. Now, the ones I got some that came with the bicycle, and I heated them up with a torch, and then I jammed them inside some cold water, and that kept them from falling apart. But you got to be careful. You can break them too when you harden them like that, because it's cheap metal. But you can get pretty much the tools you need for anything you want to do. You can buy any of your major appliances here. You don't got to ship that over. You can get super nice furniture. I mean, you just got to look around, guys. You got to look around. We found a store here in Lipa, and it has stuff like we're going to buy. But then there's a back section. You kind of go through this little walkway, and when you come out, it's like it's furniture set for kings and queens. You know, super high-end, expensive stuff. So depending on what you want, you can pretty much get whatever you want here. If you're going to come here, I wouldn't advise bringing too much stuff. Personal items. If you're a big guy and you got like my feet, pack up Billy Buying boxes. Send lots of shoes. If you're going to wear them, I wear tongs all the time, but get some nice sandals that'll fit you if you got big feet. The other thing that's hard to get is underdrawers. It's hard to find underdrawers that like fit me. You know, it goes either end. You know, it seems like right on my size, which is like a 42, you're not finding them. You're just not finding them. Even online, I can't find them. And I did see them on Lazada, and when you go to order them, they cancel the order. So you can't get them, even though they show it there. So make sure you do that. You can pack a Billy Buying box full of that kind of stuff. But most of the stuff that you get, that I send a lot of stuff here. And I'm glad I did send some of my pots, because those are were my favorite pots. I use them. They're the ones I use most here. But you can buy super good sets of kitchen stuff, utensils. When we came here, we replaced everything. We gave away all the stuff we had. I got new silverware. We got new plates. You can buy Corel plates here. I like those. I think those are really nice plates. Expensive, they're pricey here, but you know, what's it going to cost by the time you ship everything too, unless you got them already and you got the Billy Buying boxes close by. You know, if you got something like that, you can ship stuff like that. Pack it real good so it don't break. They're usually pretty good with those boxes. We've never had any major damage on anything that came. Boxes were intact just like the way I sent them. So, and we sent like 20 boxes over here with stuff. But a lot of it you just don't need. I brought a baseball mitt. Can't use it. You know, you can buy baseball mitts here, cheapy ones and stuff, but baseball isn't a thing here. It's basketball. Football, you can buy a football here, but here's another thing. Who are you going to throw it with? Most of the guys, you know, they don't know how to throw it. I got a medicine ball I brought. You can buy those here. There's so much stuff if you start looking around. You know, I've been here 10 years. You can find stuff. If you like to chew tobacco, I would recommend filling an entire Billy Buying box up and then stick it in a freezer here, or however you want to keep it, and then have somebody who can send you some, because it's too expensive to buy here. That's definitely something you want to, you know, and if you're planning on taking trips back, always plan for that. You know, I used to, whenever I would go back, like when I come years past, I would bring jeans and stuff like that, and those would sell. But now you can pretty much buy all that stuff. You can buy Levi's on the store. You know, they're probably made here, but I don't know if they're under license or not. But you can get the clothes. You can get pretty much everything. And if you can't find clothes to fit, there's tailors all over here. Tailor shops in every town I've ever seen. There's also places that'll make your shoes. They got cobblers here. So you can get stuff made. That was one thing happened to me when I first got here. I had a nice pair of slacks, but I didn't have any black ones. And you know, I got the shirt, you know, the barong or whatever they call that Filipino shirt my wife wanted me to wear. But I couldn't find any black pants, and we went to a tailor, and boy, they're nice. They're real nice pants, and perfect on the length. You know, I stood there for the guy, and he did the measurements all on me, and within a couple days I had my pants, and they looked just like anything you buy in the store, and they made them there. So, you know, that's kind of cool to know. But one thing also I've been noticing, I've been watching on the these different news things I got on the Telegram, and I'm still running into people that are having a hard time finding my Telegram and getting it loaded and all this stuff. And some people who got a laptop can't find the about section on there. I don't have a laptop, so I don't know. I really don't know what's going on. Mine's all on the phone. But I'm thinking what happened with this, what's happened with this COVID stuff that's going on. I think it created a new form of mental illness. You know, I'm watching these videos where people are attacking somebody for not wearing a mask. You know, the one guy, he's going to spray him with mace in the store, shoving people. Old guy, you're putting me in danger. You know, and he's attacking these people. This is insanity, guys. You know, they've bought into this thing, and they can't back out now because they got too vested in it, and it's turned into a mental illness for a lot of people. Now here, people wear them because if you don't, it's a hassle and a headache. It's a shame it's that way, but it can be. But most of the people are like, I don't need this. Nobody here that you talk to, they never saw all the body bags and all the funerals and stuff. My road should have been blocked up solid with all the people who are supposed to be gone. You know, you start looking at all the stuff, the numbers. You know, they got all the numbers now from 2020. The death rates didn't go up. You know, so what's the deal? Now, will they in the future because of this thing that they gave people? Could be. I'm starting to think so. You know, I remember years and years, you never saw, you know, there'd be an athlete from here and there that would have a heart attack or something like that, but there's just so many of them dropping now. And what's this deal with the myocarditis with little kids? That was never a thing before. Now it is. And they're, you know, you look at a lot of these countries that are picking the numbers, and the news media is not putting anything out on it. They don't want you to know. They just want you to get it more, you know. And they got this one, the Star Trek phaser. Nobody in their right mind should go anywhere near that. To me, with all the stuff that came out on it, all the side effects and all the stuff, and it's from the Pfizer's own documents that this is out. You know, look into it yourself. I put stuff on Telegram about it. April 1st, they released 1,100 pages on the problems associated with it. Guys, and then you get certain places are pushing it. Here, that's the big #1 thing now. That's what they want everyone to get. You know, and I'm still sitting back going, what? They just keep, you know, they just keep pushing a lie. You know, like the guy said, if you tell a lie big enough and long enough, people start to believe it. And that is a royal shame that so many people are into this. And as I watch these people go crazy, you know, because somebody isn't wearing a mask. Look, if you want to wear one, if you got your jab, here's my thing. If you got your jab, what are you worried about? But apparently it don't work. You know, the Star Trek Phaser's own documents came out and said that your natural immunity's is good or better than what they give you. You know, it's right in their paperwork. And now we've got all these, probably billions of people that've taken this thing. And what's going to happen? What's going to happen to them? You know, what's building up in their system? And it sucks. And mainstream media, are they putting it out? No, they're pushing the Johnny Depp trial. Did they say anything about the Maxwell? No, hardly anything. You know, they don't want to talk about this stuff. And when you see stuff like that covered up, only a government can squash all this. Governments and the huge corporations that are paying the governments that are in there. So they're squashing it because they're all involved. That's just my opinion. But how else could it be? And then you look at this thing, Macron just got it in France again. They did it in the U.S. with this numbnuts they got in there now, and now they're doing it with that guy. But you got to remember this WEF, all the people that are involved. You know, and Musk is one of them. Look up the history. He is absolutely 100% one of these guys. So do I trust him? Nope, not at all. You know, he's not this big gonna ride in on a white horse and save everybody. It's not gonna happen, guys. I still think it was just something to ruin the True Social. Now, I did see that Don, he came out and said he's not going to get on there. He's going to stick with where he's at. And I think if they do go south, people will realize it real quick, you know, because a lot of people aren't being fooled now, and they'll go. But you see these lefties, they're screaming about it. They're not screaming about that somebody's going to have a different view. It's that they can't control that you have a different view. They can't shut you up, because that's what lefties do. They'll start screaming at you, you know. And I watch some of these people in the news, these lefties, and how disrespectful they are to people, and they start shouting them down. That's their only argument they got, guys. They don't have a valid argument, so they're going to shout you down, or they're going to do violence on you. And look at BLM burning the cities down. And what did I see when I was watching BLM? It was a bunch of white dudes in hoodies. Paid, guys. These are paid. And you look at, they just did a survey on people. They asked, do you believe Soros is a big influence on the U.S. elections? And I think there was like 48,000 people responded to it, and it was 99.2% said yes. You know, people are starting to get it, at least the people who answered anyway. But they fudge a lot of these polls and stuff, the way they ask questions and stuff. They can't ask a straight question. They convolute it and twist things so that they come up with an answer they want. You know, so it's a shame, but this is where we're going on it. But my machine's got this nice little 99 peso cover on it. I love that. I love this machine. We have a guy. Next time we go up to San Jose, I'm going to stop in and see him. He was my buddy June. I worked for a motorcycle guy for a little while, and it's his son-in-law. And now the June passed away, and then his daughter too, I believe. And now this fellow's running a bike shop there, and he's got a big bike shop, does a lot of work. So I'm thinking of going down there and asking him if he can get me about a 4-inch extension on there, and then get me the heavier springs for the front end, and what we can do about raising the back up a little bit. I want to raise it up just enough so that the center stand will still work. If not, I can put some feet on it. You know, I could do some sort of thing with feet on it. There's plenty of room for it to work. And then an extension on the kickstand, because it's not in the way or going to hit anything, so I could probably put an extension on that. But I want to get it up in the air just a little bit more. I had a fellow, he's 6'6" and something. He was talking about bikes, and he was talking about the little Honda 125, which I think is a beautiful bike. When I see them around here, I look at them. They're just the beautiful Honda style of bikes. You know, my first beautiful bike I had was a Honda, and you know, I look at that bike. I think it's beautiful, but it's extremely small. The handlebars are hitting your knees. He's 6'6". It's not. I don't think it's going to work. He wants to go down and check them out, but for a room, and I've tried a lot of these little bikes, and for room, this YTX, if you're a big guy, it seems to be the best. You know, the best one. I've even been on Mios where, you know, the bottoms of my hands, not the handlebars, but they're hitting on my thighs and stuff. They're just small. You'd have to raise the handlebar up. Mine were up high enough in the beginning when I first rode it, but I raised it up. Now I got it back a little bit, and I can go lock to lock without it hitting my legs. And it's a great little bike. I'm just loving it. You know, it's like McDonald's. I'm loving it. And the brakes are good. A lot of people, you know, some of my buddies from the States are saying, oh, you know, those kind of brakes. Those brakes will haul you down quick as can be. When I was a young rider, I didn't buy new. You know, I didn't want to get into like a payment on anything like that. And a lot of the bikes I was picking up, a 450 Honda, 350 Honda. I had a 4-cylinder 350 Honda. I had a 400. I had that Kawasaki. All of them had drum brakes on them, and I never had a problem with them. It's funny, but you don't really need anti-locks with the drum brakes, because the way they come on. Disc brakes will grab quick and lock up a wheel, no problem. But these ones don't seem to be so bad. You can lock them up if you need to, especially the back. I always say, if you're going to get a bike, I've been riding a long time, and a lot of you long-time riders might know the same thing as I do, but if you're going to get anti-locks on the front is good. That's, to me, I wish every bike I had it on the front. But on the back, either none or switchable, because if you're getting into an accident, you might want to lock that up so you can slide the back end. you need that. And if you ride dirt, you gotta lock up the back wheel. You just have to when you're riding. But on a street bike, I would rather have it switchable. Now, if I was just going to do easy, smooth riding in wet and rain and stuff, yeah, it'd be nice to have it on. But if you're going to do any kind of aggressive riding, I would absolutely want the rear anti-lock switched off. Because if you get in trouble, you want to lock that back wheel up. That's going to give you control to lay the bike down if you have to. And it's a lot better to low side than high side, guys. I knew a guy that high sided, went off a 3-decker bridge, got completely smashed and broken, messed him up for life. If he would have been able to lock that back wheel and slide, he didn't know to do that. He didn't have anti-lock brakes on the bike at the time, but he didn't know to lock that back wheel up, and he could have laid it down, and then he would have bounced off a curb and stayed on the roadway instead of flying off a triple-decker bridge. So that's my thoughts on that anyway. But if you come here and you're a rider and all that, I still say start out with a little one, learn how to drive through the streets, get it as narrow as possible, and go. I want a tricycle real bad for all our local stuff. You do have to be careful here with the tricycle, because in this area there's places you can't go. We know where the signs are that say you can't go there anymore. And when you're riding, if you're going somewhere, follow the tricycle drivers. They know the places they can't go to. So that's something. But a lot of places you get away from here, they're more open. Nice to have a car, because I look at Tropical Tim, when he goes out in front of his place and you see the road. Excuse me. Whew. But it's not that congested. And when he went into his big major town, he walked up in there. It's not that bad. It's not like here. The traffic here is just absolutely ridiculous. And now they got this, it's supposed to stop a week before the election, but they got these dang politicians for every level. They're driving down the street at a walking speed. They're blasting the music super loud, and they're just holding traffic up. I don't get it. I mean, that would make me, if I was able to vote for an election, for somebody election, and I had some guy that's doing walking speed down a road that you can't get past him, blaring loud music, that would automatically tick my box to say I'm not voting for that guy. And that's just me, though. But I do notice around here when you're in the Philippines that when it comes to music, they sure do love to blare it as loud as they can go. They don't know that potentiometer on there, your volume control, that there's a low section. They don't know that. All they know is full blast, and that's what they seem to. It's just how it goes here. They just turn everything up. If it's music, it's got to be super loud. Now we got karaoke. We don't blast it super loud. Blast it so you can hear it, and so that people that are sitting around not singing can still talk. But most places you go to with the karaoke, it's so loud you can't even talk to somebody. It's like you're at a rock concert. Now I went to a rock concert when I was very young. I can't remember all who was there. Kansas was there. There was a whole bunch of them. They just kept coming on, and it was so loud. I finally got into the bathroom, and I was sticking toilet paper in my ears. It was ridiculously loud. I didn't like it. I just did not like it at all. I'd rather just listen to them on the radio where I can control the volume. But to have everything blasting so loud, and I did notice, I went down in front, I was taking pictures back then. I made myself a phony press pass, and I would go right down to the front and take pictures. And a lot of those guys got stuff in their ear. I don't know if it's somebody that talks to them or tells them the words, or whether it's just to block out the sound, but they pretty much got stuff. But I know a lot of guys who are drummers, and if you talk to them, they always say, "What? Huh? What?" That's the way that goes. But we're getting ready to take this baby on a trip. Got my windshield all waxed up. I'm going to put another coat on it before we go. We don't know if there's going to be a big rain during our travel. It's like 2.5 hours on the boat to get from Batangas to Calapan. We like to do early crossing in the daytime, and we've done that before both times. And I don't want to do like a night crossing. I don't like that, and we got to really watch the kids. I would hate to see the kids go over the edge because they're gone. They're done for, you know. But that's our big trip we're planning. I'm looking forward to seeing all those people down there. My wife, when she was young, used to go down there and spend her summers there, you know, month and a half at a time for year after year after year. And we got the Uncle Pruding down there. He's got a real nice farm. He's the one who introduced me to the durian. Talk about fantastic. Him and me sat there on a thing and ate this monstrous. He's got like a durian farm. He's got coconuts. He's got bananas. He's got mangoes. It's a nice outfit. And we're looking forward to seeing him again because from what we understand a few years back, he had like a huge Nipah hut house. A big one with a separate kitchen and all that. Now I guess he's got a regular block house in the same spot that they fixed up, and he keeps pigs and goats and cows, all kinds. He's a farmer dude, and I just love the guy. His name's Pruding. I just thought he was the coolest dude I ever met. Kind of reminded me of my uncles, and just a real good guy. His English is pretty good, and we stayed down there. We stayed with him. The only thing we're doing this time is we're going to make sure we have a fan on us and like a mosquito net. And I'm bringing the air mattresses because down there, man, I get chowed by the mosquitoes. And they weren't bothering my wife, and they weren't bothering anybody else. They were coming after me. And you're going to have to know that if you come to the Philippines. The Filipino mosquito loves foreign food, especially American cuisine. They will chow the living crap out of you. I think I woke up the first night, I had 50 or 60 mosquito bites on me. I was just nothing but a big mosquito bite, and it was a royal bummer. So a fan will help you. We're going to have the tent down there. I got some air mattresses for me, and we got some nice pads. It's a screened one, and then I'm bringing in an extension cord so we can have a fan blowing, and then we'll go down and stay a little bit with their sister. They have a nice little house. It's like a Nipah hut house, and then they got a separate wash area and all that. It was pretty cool down there. I'll bring the camera and get as much footage as I can. I don't know if I can load it down there. We'll find out. If not, I'll load everything when I come home. I'll save it all to the little card on the camera, and I'll load it when I get back, and that'll be kind of nice. I know when we were down at the sisters, we had absolutely no signal. There was nothing. There was absolutely nothing down there. Now I heard they put another cell tower up on the hill, so maybe they have it now. But my SIM card isn't fast enough to load anything unless I want to wait, 6 or 7 hours for it to load. And we're bringing battery packs, and we'll bring all our stuff. And hopefully you guys will get to see how it is out in the province. My wife wants to look at a piece of land down there. There's a good price on a piece of land. I forget how many square meters it is, but it's on a road where you can get electricity and water, and we're going to go take a look at it. The only thing I didn't like about that area was the flooding. If you go around and look, nobody had to tell me it flooded there, but when you went and looked at all the houses, they were all raised up. No house was sitting like this one, close to the ground. It doesn't flood here. There, all the houses were built up at least 4 or 5 feet. You had to go up steps to get into them. They built the foundations way high up above the ground. And we did see some of the houses off the road that were down by the rice fields and stuff where people had boats next to their house. And there was no lake anywhere near. So that was just to get them out of the rice field to dry ground, I believe. So we'll watch for that. I can't go check the price of the ground. The price on it's a pretty good price. We could swing it, no problem. It would be nice. I told my wife not build a big fancy house or nothing down there, but make it a vacation home. But I'm still afraid to do that, to know whether we're going to be locked down all the time, and if I got to have a job at a hut just to go anywhere. Am I going to be locked into my house where I'm not allowed to go anywhere? We don't know yet, so that's why I'm hesitant on doing a lot of things. I'm even worried about this trip, that we might take off on the trip, and then when we come home, they say, "Oh, sorry, the local government unit said you're not traveling on a boat without a job at a hut." This is what you got to think of here, no matter what you do. And I still say, I know there's a lot of guys who want to come here and all this stuff, but I still say this is not the destination it used to be, guys. It's just not. You know, but what I'm seeing on the news is, where are you going to go? It seems like it's coming everywhere. You look what's happening in the States. You know, going back there, it don't seem like that great of an idea, the way they're smashing all the food. You know, there these distribution centers. You think that's a coinky-dink that these places are getting destroyed and burnt to the ground? Guys, you know, this is all part of that steamroller plan I've been telling you about. And I know, yeah, you got a tinfoil hat. I hope I'm wrong. I pray to the good Lord I am so dead wrong and I am a crazy nutbag. I hope that's the case. I really do. But from what I'm seeing, I'm not buying it. And try to get on the Telegram if you can. I'll put a link in the bottom of this video. I found a link on the channel that not only gives a link on how to get to my page, but it also gives you a link to Telegram and the real one. Don't go to Play Store or Apple Store or anything like that, because they give you the bogus one and it blocks. I actually had a subscriber that got the wrong one. He sent me a picture of, I said, no, that's the wrong one. And he said, yeah, a bunch of the ones that were on my channel they're not there. I says, no, there's one on there, the last one I did. It's this doctor, and said, no, it's not there. So they cherry pick articles, you know, so that's the way that goes. But I do put a lot of stuff on Facebook. Look up the Rick Shaw on Facebook and Al Gore Beeks on Facebook. I'm actually been trying to get kicked off of there. I haven't been able to do it yet. I'm putting a lot of stuff on there, guys. Not as much as I do on Telegram, but I'm putting a lot of stuff. So, but I'm going to go ahead and let you go. And it is a beautiful day. I'm sweaty though. This is probably the second hottest day since we've lived here, and the sun is baking. It's really baking me right now. The breeze cut down quite a bit from what it was this morning, but with all these clouds going on, I think you know, it's going to cool off real quick. The great thing about here in the Philippines is, in the States, when I was there last time, I was sending my wife, we were talking on the messenger, and I was showing the phone out the window of the house and went outside, and she couldn't believe that it was 9:30 at night and it was still light. Here, you're pretty much dark. You're pretty much dark at 6. Now it has been getting lighter in the mornings. It used to get light a little bit before 6. Now it's getting light right a little after 5. So, you know, this is the summer, but it still gets dark early, and the street lights come on. We got our you know, we got a up price in our association fee we pay, because they added a bunch of these lights. They added these street lights on here, but they better get these things, and they're not the solar jobs. They're just plugged straight into the power, but they got them all gooped up, because you go down the street, they're on, you know. So they're running a real long time. So that's not cool. They need to get in there and adjust that. And you tell them, and they're, oh yeah, sorry. But we were out riding the Big Red Beast today. Boy, do I love that bicycle. I really like it. I don't know if I showed you guys. I put a really nice set of mirrors on it. I raised this up so I'm not leaning forward so much. I still wouldn't mind having it up a little bit more, maybe that much more. I got the really nice mirrors on it for when we're riding, and you need those here. I had those little mirrors that go on my glasses, and they were great for a bicycle, but when you're on a motorcycle, they just fold back, and there's no way to like center punch it to make it tighter on that little ball that it rides in. But I got these on the bike now. They're great. I got the motorcycle mirrors are great. You have to see behind you here. I got a little mirror on my wife's. We're going to fix hers up a little bit better for some better mirrors. I want her to be able to see out the back too. She doesn't ride as much as I wish she would. You know, I bought that beautiful bike. Mumu's got a bike coming. Ordered that. That should be here. It's not a battle bike. It was a different brand, but one of my subscribers, we always chit chat on Messenger, and he said, oh, you know, I bought my kid this one. And he sent me a link to it. It's about the same price as Battle Bike, but the reason I liked it is I could get it in a 16-inch for Mumu, and instead of having the handlebars that are raised up like Maddie's, see his are kind of raised up, these got bars like mine straight across. so that way that'll fit Moo better. And it actually had a, I was reading the whole specifications on it, and it gave you height. It gave you what to pick out for your height and your inseam to see which size bike, and his came out to be a 16-inch. It's all metal. It's a BMX bike, and for him, there's no speeds on it, less to go wrong. So these guys, we do have trouble, especially with Maddie's and Dorothy's, with the front sprocket coming off. There's no adjustment for the front sprocket, but it pops off a lot. So that's just a bummer. I'm constantly having to fix that, and it jams. So that kind of sucks, but that's a part of being a dad. That's just what I got to do. Hello.
Hey, Pruding.
Oh, there's she's talking to Kuya Pruding. We're talking about going down there. We got some stuff for him. We're going to bring him some stuff. Pasalubog, they call it here. And, I love that guy. It was just one of them things right after I met him. I just really liked him. He really liked me. And I just feel bad that we haven't gotten down there more often. And, we looked at ground there before. We found a really nice stretch of ground. And they just, as soon as they seen me, this lady jacked the price up through the roof. So my wife's going to go down there. They already got a price from the friend and, her friend Gloria. And I'm going to wait, though. I'm going to wait until a couple months after the election, maybe August, September. And if it's still a good deal, I'll just go pay it cash. There's a title to it. That's, there's some land sold here just with their land deal, but having a title. Our first house didn't have a title. We would have had to buy that. And for us to buy it was $25,000, but we were able to sell it anyway. And now I know, though, so you want to look to make sure if you get some ground, you get the title for it. So we're going to have that. And if it's from what I see from them holding the phone up showing the ground, it's one piece of ground as good as the next to me, as long as I got electricity, that I can have power coming in, because I don't want to have to have a generator full time or anything. We were down at Pruding's. The only thing he had for power was a little solar thing and a thing to charge his cell phones. That's it. And candles and lamps at nighttime. So I don't know if it's different now, but he's so far back in, we couldn't even get our tricycle in there. We had to park the tricycle and walk a heck of a long way back through mushy ground to get to him. He's living in the 1800s. So here I go again. Diarrhea of the mouth. I'm going to go ahead and let you go, guys, and don't forget to pray for each other and ask the good Lord if the only way we can fight this thing that's happening is the good Lord has to do this fight. There ain't no way we're going to win this thing, not by ourselves. The good Lord has to intercede for us, and he can do it. It's in the history of the Bible where he changes his mind. Now there's times he didn't change his mind. They say about the times of Noah. Now, people had all kinds of chance to change their mind. I guess it took Noah, from what I seen a thing where, I think it was from Nelson Waters, said that it took him 120 years to build the ark. Okay, and get all the animals and all that kind of stuff. Well, that gave people a lot of time to change their tune. And I sure hope my kids have plenty of time to live a good life and all this without governments and evil forces around the world trying to destroy it for them and locking them down and basically living in a jail. I hope and pray for them every day. I love them with all my heart, and I came here because I wanted them to be free. I was seeing how the United States was getting, and I didn't want to have kids there. I could have brought my wife to the States and had kids there, but I don't want them in the schools. I just put a thing up on Telegram where the kids outside the school, they're testing them, and some dude's walking up, hey, do you got parental consent for this? No. What's next? Are they going to start jabbing them without your consent? This, and then plus all the stuff they're teaching them, this stuff about, like when I was a kid, I didn't even know if my teachers were married when I was 3rd, 4th grade. Now they're trying to tell them, he's homosexual, and they're, when was it okay where an adult could talk about sexual stuff to a kid? As I was coming up, you did that to a kid, boy, you were going to get your ass beat or go to jail. Now they let them. They push it so that they can tell your kids this sick stuff, and then you see these little kids, little boys dressing like girls, doing dances and all this, and they're bringing these sick people into the schools, men dressed as women, and having story time. Nah, I'm not raising my kids there, guys. At least here they don't do any of that crap. Now there's a lot of the lady boys around here and all that stuff, but you know, they're not pushing to own the world. You know, I don't understand that we have to, you know, 97% of the population has to change our views and the way we are for a couple percentage of the population just because they got a big stinking mouth. You know, that's from having that thing jammed in it, I guess, that makes it so big. But it's a real bummer, and I'm going to go ahead and let you go. And this is Rick Shaw out.